afternoon. You're watching NewsX and I'm Savri Jindal. The headlines first. The espionage network emerging out of Punjab and Haryana seems to be ever widening. 7 spies have been arrested. In the last 11 days, all the 7 spies are aged between 20 to 35 years. YouTuber Jyoti Malhotra's electronic devices have been seized. 4 mobile phones and her laptop have been seized by the police. The Uttar Pradesh ATS has arrested an ISI spy from Moradabad identified as Shehzad, a resident of Rampur. He was engaging in cross-border smuggling and shared confidential information related to India's security. The Lashkar-e-Toiba's Nepal module commander Saifullah Khalid has been shot dead by unknown gunmen in Badin, Pakistan. He has been accorded a state funeral and has been draped in the Pakistani national flag. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will embark on an official visit to Netherlands, Denmark and Germany. This 3-nation tour will span 6 days. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval has held a telephonic conversation with Ali Akbar Ahmadine, the Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council of Iran. The two discussed the Chabhar port and the international north-south transport corridor. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar will embark on a 3-day official visit to China today. Ishaq Dar will hold talks with his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi. Breaking news coming in at this point of time, where Lashkar Sindh commander Faisal Nadeem attended the state funeral of Saifullah Khalid, the LET terrorist killed by unknown gunmen in Sindh. Earlier, we showed you the shocking images that NewsX had accessed from Saifullah Khalid's funeral in Pakistan, where he has been accorded with a state funeral and was draped in the Pakistani national flag. You can see the LET terrorist Faisal Nadeem marked right over there, marked out as well. Big developments there coming in at this point of time. Ashik Mir joins me on the telecast. Ashik, again, we have those visuals. They speak for themselves. Give us the details, please.
Well, absolutely, Sabri. Pakistan's army and the Pakistan's government is fully exposed after the killing of Saifullah, who is the LET commander, and we have seen a state funeral has been given to those terrorists who are involved in many terror attacks in everywhere in the world. So far, the Saifullah was killed yesterday, Sunday afternoon, when a gunman shot dead him, and after he was taken to the nearby hospital, but the doctors declared him brought dead. And he is the mastermind of the many attacks in India, including a Nagpur attack in Nepal, where 3 big attacks happened. And right now, we have earlier seen when Operation Sindoor was launched, many terrorists were killed, and the state of Pakistan and the army were seen on the funeral processions of those terrorists. So far, the Pakistan army is fully exposed how they are taking these funerals and the state funeral awards, and this is what we are getting from the Pakistan so far. And after the successful Operation Sindoor, these terrorists are given full patronage in Pakistan, and so far the Saifullah, who is the mastermind of LET, and also he is the close aide of the Hafiz Saeed, what we are getting, and he has been given state funeral, and so many Pakistani army commanders are being seen in this funeral, and also the government officials are attending these state funerals of these terrorists. Savadi.
Absolutely. Ashik, stay on with us. We have some more breaking news coming in, where according to sources, Pakistan army fired over 11,000 artillery shells in the Jammu region. Out of these, a majority targeted civilian areas. Sources have revealed that over 9,000 shells were aimed at civilian areas. Sources say that 50% of the shells fired at civilians areas have not exploded and are being cleared by Indian army. Ashik is still with us on the broadcast. Ashik, sources telling us very critical information at this point of time. 11,000 artillery shells were fired in the Jammu region as per our sources.
Well, absolutely, Saveri. This is what we have seen earlier after the launching of successful Operation Sindoor by the Indian Armed Force on terror camps. Pakistan retaliated and targeted the civilian population, including in Jammu and other parts of Kashmir as well. We have seen many people died on these shellings, and there were hundreds of shells which have been unexploded, and the bomb disposal squad is still finding those shells. And we are witnessing that the schools are shut because of these shells, because they have unexploded shells of almost 50% shells they have fired on the civilian population. And still, there are many areas which are which are under sanitization process, and the security forces are continuously trying to locate these shells, because they have fired on these shells on civilian population, including in Tangdhar, Uri sector, and Rajouri, Punch, Akhnur sector. So far, there are 11,000 shells which Pakistan fired on the civilian population, including most of them civilian population, and there were many houses which have been destroyed by these Pakistani firings earlier.
Right, absolutely. Ashik, thank you so much for joining us, sharing all those details on the broadcast. We're going to leave it there and shift our focus to some more breaking news coming in, where a UK-based Indian origin Natasha Call's OCI card has been cancelled over anti-India activities. Back in 2019, she was a key witness before US House Committee on Foreign Affairs, testifying against alleged rights abuses in Jammu and Kashmir after the abrogation of Article 370. My colleague Pia Man joins us on the broadcast with all the details. Pia, over to you.
So basically, Natasha Call is a British citizen of Indian origin who works as a professor of politics, international relations and critical interdisciplinary studies at the University of Westminster in London. So her OCI card has been cancelled. In February 2024, she was denied entry when she landed at the Bengaluru airport. She was in fact invited by the Congress government in Karnataka to attend an event in the state, and back then she was denied entry after she landed at the Bengaluru airport. There were in fact calls by the Karnataka VHP to terminate her OCI card. The Karnataka VHP back then had written to Union Home Minister Amit Shah requesting the ministry to terminate her OCI or Overseas Citizenship of India card. Basically, this card is a special status for individuals of Indian origin who hold citizenship in another country. It grants them a multiple entry, lifelong visa for visiting India, allowing them to travel and stay without restrictions. Now, her OCI card has been cancelled by the government of India. What's interesting is that back in 2019, after the abrogation of Article 370, she had testified in the US House Committee on Foreign Affairs against alleged right abuses in J&K. She has, of course, now reacted to this development, calling it a bad faith and vindictive and cruel example. She claims that she is being punished for her scholarly work. So this is, of course, fresh news that is coming in. A UK-based Indian origin professor's OCI card has now been cancelled.
Absolutely. Pia, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details with us. We're going to leave it there and shift our focus to some more news coming in, where CTI Chairman Brajesh Goyal has written a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi stating that Mustafa Kemal Ataturk Marg near the Prime Minister's residence should be renamed as Brahmaos Marg. CTI has stated that a signboard of Turkey's first President Mustafa Kemal Ataturk Marg has been installed near the Prime Minister's residence for the last 30 years. In wake of Turkish President Erdogan's support to Pakistan, the CTI has demanded that the signboard of Turkey's founder and first president is installed near the Prime Minister's residence, and it should be replaced. CTI has stated that a strong message should be sent to the Turkish government, and that is why this letter has been penned. Meanwhile, my colleague Brian is at the spot and he's filed a report. Take a listen.
We are outside the very Kemal Ataturk Marg also, and it is making the headlines because the Chamber of Trade and Industry has urged the Prime Minister to remove the signboard of this very marg you can see, which leads to near the Pradhan Mantri Awas also, and this has been said to make it as Brahmaos Marg. There was a letter also that was addressed to the Prime Minister where CTI Chairman Brajesh Goyal has said that the existing signage in honor of Mustafa Kemal Ataturk Marg should be taken out, citing Turkey's past support to Pakistan on key bilateral issues. CTI has also claimed the presence of the road sign honoring Ataturk at such a high security and prominent location is in the national capital is unacceptable given Turkey's consistent pro-Pakistan stance itself, and also said, the letter also said that the people in Delhi across the country are angry over Turkey's open support for Pakistan. It is inappropriate also to honor Turkey's founder itself. And now it has been said the CTI Chairman Brajesh Goyal has written a letter to the Pradhan Mantri, to the PM, to remove it and rename it as Brahmaos Marg itself. So definitely, as per high voltage also, where the nations have come together in the national capital or all over India to condemn Turkey's action itself, and also to boycott and to even say no to the import-export that is given on Turkey and Azerbaijan. And now CTI chairman has also said in a letter to remove this and replace it with Brahmaos Marg. This is me, Brian Thomas, signing off. Camera person Ankush for NewsX.
Absolutely. That was an exclusive ground report filed by my colleague Brian Thomas. We're going to leave it there and shift our focus to some breaking news coming in, where Supreme Court will hear the plea of Ashoka University Professor Ali Khan Mohammadabad challenging his arrest over remarks on Operation Sindoor. As he will hear Ali Khan's plea by tomorrow or day after. The arrest of Professor Ali Khan comes days after the Haryana State Commission for Women took suo cognizance of his comments on Army Colonel Sofia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, the faces of India's Operation Sindoor. The Commission has said in an initial review of his remarks have been raised, and there are raised concerns about the disparagement of women in uniform, including Colonel Qureshi and Wing Commander Singh, and underlining their role as professional officers in the Indian Armed Forces. My colleague Sambhav joins us live at this point of time. Sambhav, what are the details that you can share with us?
Well, the matter was mentioned by senior advocate Kapil Sibal before the Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, and Justice B.R. Gavai agreed to list this matter wherein the arrest of Ashoka University Professor Ali Khan took place, and the Supreme Court will hear the matter on Tuesday, that is tomorrow. And it was listed, it was mentioned before the Supreme Court for urgent listing, and Supreme Court bench led by CJI has agreed to urgently list it, and the matter will come up tomorrow for the hearing, is what is said by the Supreme Court. And senior advocate Kapil Sibal, when mentioned this matter before the bench, said that the professor was arrested for entirely patriotic statement on Operation Sindoor. This is what senior advocate Kapil Sibal said in the court, and also sought immediate release of Khan. That is why Kapil Sibal approached the Supreme Court, and he also further said that the arrest violates the fundamental rights to freedom of speech and expression, and he asked Kapil Sibal that FIR was filed without any sufficient cause. So these were the arguments made by Kapil Sibal in Supreme Court, and top court bench led by CJI B.R. Gavai agreed to list it on urgent basis, and the matter to be heard in detail tomorrow by the top court of the country.
Absolutely. Sambhav, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details with us. On that note, we slip into a very short break. Thanks for watching.